Hi, Merch Money. We have a special bonus episode today. We have Cody Berman with us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Super excited. I was jealous that my partner in crime, Julie, came on last time, and now I get to get in some on the action.
Yes, I'm so happy to be able to meet both of you. We were just talking before the show, and I was like, oh, it's so nice that you guys work together and you both know all about being an entrepreneur in online world. I feel like a lot of couples, it's one or the other. So it's nice when you guys are both on the same page and know all about it.
So we aren't a couple. Just want to clarify that.
Oh, you're not?
No. We're not a relationship couple, but we are a couple when it comes to online business ventures.
Oh, well, there you go. First thing I'm learning already. For some reason, I thought you were.
But when it comes to online courses, we make a great couple.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Now I know. Glad I clarified that. We're going to be learning all kinds of things on this show.
Absolutely.
Well, for everybody who may have missed the show with Julie, maybe I'll pin it in the description later. I should have done that. I didn't even think of it. But Julie is also has the Millennial Boss blog. So we had talked about that on the show as well. It was a couple months ago that she was on, and everybody really liked that episode and asked a lot of questions afterwards. So we thought, bring her partner on and talk more about it, especially now. So we had talked about Etsy Printables last year and people were excited about it. I think it was last year. Was it last year or the beginning of this year?
I'm losing track of time, especially with the whole quarantine thing. I don't know what day it is.
I don't know either. It feels like a long time ago, but it could have been this year. I don't know. Anyway, people loved it then. It was definitely before the whole quarantine thing. It was way before that. And people were excited about it. But now it's like a whole nother level of being excited about it because we never really thought about this kind of thing happening where, you know, right now we have merch actually down because the place that they print the t-shirts is closed. So, you know, stuff like that we hadn't really thought about. So now it's like a whole nother reason to be excited about printables because there's no physical product at all. So you don't have to worry about things like that. So we're excited to have you on and tell us a little bit about your story. How did you end up working with Julie? How did you get into this whole business?
Yeah, so it would definitely be a cooler story if we were together and we were husband and wife or something and we came together and made this awesome entrepreneurial team. But so we both came from the online space. So when we first met, we both had podcasts in the financial independent space. I knew of her. She knew of me. I had reached out because I could tell she was like a type A side hustler type of person, which is exactly who I am. I love being entrepreneurial, figuring out cool ways to make money online. Reached out. I was like, hey, let's do something together. We ended up creating a couple of side hustle courses together. And she had told me about this thing called Etsy Printables. I had never shopped on Etsy before. I did not know what Etsy Printables were. But she's like, yeah, I probably did like 50 hours of setup. And last year I made like around $6,000. And this is when she first started. And I was like, doing a little bit of calculating in my head. I'm like, all right, that's $120 per hour. I can do that. I was like, I think I'll give it a whirl. So I started my own Etsy Printables shop. And what do you know? The same things that she was doing in her shop worked for me. So I started making money in my shop. And then we decided to team up because it was such an awesome side hustle and teach other people how to do this. And that is how the ePrintables course was born.
Awesome. Well, how did you, so before you met Julie, what kind of online business were you doing?
So I was a podcaster. I had a blog in the personal finance space. Actually, this isn't even an online space, but I have a disc golf manufacturing company. I don't know if you know what disc golf is.
Yes, I do know what disc golf is. I've never played, but I'm aware of it.
So that wasn't it's not exactly online space, but I had to learn a lot about marketing and SEO and things of that nature, how to build a website. So I was kind of just dabbling in all sorts of things in the online space. Freelancing, I was doing a lot of freelancing, web design, writing white papers, writing email copy, running affiliate programs for big bloggers. But the thing that I really liked about Printables was that it's kind of like you front load the work and then you build this mini income stream. It's the same thing, the businesses that you run. It's like once you make the design, then you can sell that design unlimited number of times with no additional overhead. Which is the beautiful thing about something like Printables or something like merch.
Yeah, I think people don't really appreciate it unless they've done other kinds of businesses before. So for me, I had done FBA before, and it was just so many products to keep. Like I didn't have a warehouse, so they would come to my house and I would like pack it all up and ship it to Amazon. It was just, there was always products at my house. It's just too much. So I love just that it's completely online, no physical inventory. Really nice. So did you like go straight out of school and straight into entrepreneurship, or did you like have a 9-to-5 job first and then find your way?
Yeah, so I had a short stint in corporate banking. I was in commercial real estate lending. I absolutely just hated it. I don't like having a boss. I don't like getting told what to do. And the big thing is, I don't like not being able to see the results of my work. So I like being able to create something and then like see the direct result of that creation. Yeah. And a lot of times you don't get that in a 9-to-5 role. Maybe you do if you're really lucky, but most of the work I was doing, I would never see the end result. Doing entrepreneurial stuff is, you know, you actually get to see, okay, I made this thing. I'm making the sales. Like this is what's putting food on the table because I did this thing.
Yes.
So I did 7 months in that job, and I was side hustling my butt off at the time, doing all those things I just mentioned. And eventually my side hustle income started to rival my banking income. And I was like, you know what? I do not need this banking job. So I've been full-time in side hustling ever since. Digital nomad entrepreneur. Yeah.
Oh, so you're a nomad too?
I do a lot of traveling. Yeah, I lived in Australia for 6 months. I'm not like full-time hardcore digital nomad, but I like to move around a bit. I lived in South America for all of December, and now I'm home in quarantine. But
it's even harder for people that are used to traveling all the time. Oh my gosh, Christina keeps tagging me on stuff because I've been interested in the whole digital nomad land.
Like, it's a fun world.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta try this out at some point. We'll see. At least like just meet people and go to at least one country with everybody. I don't know. We'll see.
Definitely, yeah.
We'll see what happens. But it's pretty neat. I love just the whole mindset of it. Like you can just work from anywhere, and it's just fun listening to, like, sometimes I listen to podcasts from digital nomads, and it's just, there's so many interesting stories. It's really fun. And you said you have a podcast. What was your podcast about, or do you still have it?
I still have it. Yeah, I'm still running to this day. It's called the Financial Independence Show. We basically showcase people who are either on their path to financial independence or people who have hit financial independence in all sorts of different ways. I mean, you wouldn't imagine some of these stories. People retiring at 27 off of real estate, moving to Europe, and people who quit their full-time attorney job because they're making so much money, like delivering food and charging scooters, and it's crazy. Some of these stories, yeah.
Well, you got to give me that link after the show, and I'll add it to this because I think that would be really interesting for people. I mean, why not?
Definitely.
It feels.
I'll have you on, Helen.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm quite the best, but making enough. I don't feel like I'm rich, so I feel like I don't qualify yet. But
you're being modest.
Anyway. Teresa is saying, come on, Helen, you love being a digital nomad. I know, right? Being a digital nomad is awesome. So Josh moved from, I'm going to get the state wrong. I want to say Arizona. I don't know, Josh, you'll have to correct me. Somewhere in the US, and then he moved to Mexico.
Sweet. Awesome stuff, Josh.
Yeah. So, well, that must be how you met Julie, because she was into finance also, and retiring early and all of that.
Yep, all part of the same world. And side hustling is the big thing, just figuring out cool ways to make money. And Printables is definitely an awesome way to make money.
Yeah. And Printables can go with so many different kinds of businesses. So she incorporated it into her blog also, and into her, I don't know, about finance too. Like I think she did some financial printables at some point.
Oh yeah. I don't know what percentage of your audience has a blog or a website. I mean, this besides the website they're given to sell merch, like a website where they're actually creating content, but being able to create attractive lead magnets is such a great way to build your email list.
Yeah.
If you're someone who needs to build an email list, which is anyone who's a digital nomad or online entrepreneur, if you can create attractive printables that your audience wants, like I'm killing it right now with this budget planner and expense tracker that I have free up on my site with a little 7-day mini course. And it looks really professional because I went and created that in Illustrator, or maybe that one was in Canva. I'm not sure exactly. And now I'm getting subscribers every single day to that lead magnet. So there's a lot of synergies that you can do. Like once you start to learn these skills, you can use it to get subscribers to your blog. You can use these skills to be a VA for someone else and create whatever. You could create for another Etsy person. You could create pins for someone once you just learn the ins and outs of graphic design. There's a lot of skills that transfer over.
Amazing. Guys, if you have questions for Cody, post them below. How many of you, I know, I'm trying to look at who's in the chat. If any of you guys have blogs or websites or audiences that you need a lead magnet. I think a lot of people are developing audiences, but maybe early stages of it, because a lot of the people from the group started with merch and then have started to branch off into other things. And some people have a niche within print on demand that they like to focus on. So they've started to develop an audience around that niche where printables would be perfect, because you just offer something and start to get the email addresses from people.
Definitely. Yeah, I think there's a lot of crossover, because once you understand the basics of graphic design, like you're not going to sell any t-shirts or any type of merch if it doesn't look good. And it's the same game with anything. Like with Etsy, you want to compete for a certain keyword, and someone types in meal planner and you have a meal planner. They're going to buy the one that looks the best on the page. And if you're the one that knows how to do that, you're the one that's going to make the sale.
Yes. Yes.
Same thing with Pinterest. And we do a lot of Pinterest coverage, because Pinterest is one of the best things for Etsy. Pinterest and Etsy go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Nice. Yeah. Etsy, Pinterest is awesome. It's, I love it too. We've talked quite a bit about Pinterest on the show, but I feel like it's still something that we need to bring up even more, because people forget about it or just don't utilize it as well as they should. But yeah, Pinterest is awesome. So, all right, well, so you guys started doing printables. Have you seen like an uptick in printable sales lately, or is it all sort of, Yeah,
you'd actually, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people are like, oh, aren't sales dying down? Aren't people not buying stuff anymore? Not at all. Now people are trapped at home. They're organizing their finances. They're buying meal planners. They're buying wall art to redecorate the living room. They're buying all these printable things that, like, they're getting that shopping kick without actually going to the mall. They're going on Etsy to get the shopping fix.
Yeah, I think some people are shopping less if they have been directly affected by this, or if they've lost their job, or if they're just being prudent or whatever. But then some people, they have nowhere else to shop except for online. So if they have any kind of disposable income at all, it's like the only place to spend it is online. So a lot of the online sites have started to see increases across the board for like all kinds of products.
Yeah.
So
should I dive into a little bit? I'm not sure what percentage of your audience knows what printables are, because that's usually the first question we get, and I'd love to explain some more.
Yeah, go ahead. And I know you want to show some things that we can dive into that soon too. I think most of the people know what printables are, but go ahead and explain just in case. There might be someone that doesn't.
Yeah, so I just mentioned a few of them there, but printables are basically anything that you can buy. It's a digital file online that you can print out. Most of them are on a home printer. You might have some specialty ones like banners and posters that you might need to go to a print store for. But anything like a planner, a tracker, wall art, calendar, invitation, all of these different things. If you just type in printable on Etsy right now, whoever's watching, you'll see all of these different things come up. And so that's what we teach you how to sell. And it's awesome, like merch, where, like I mentioned before, you create the design once, and it doesn't matter if you sell 1 or 1,000 of them, it's the same amount of overhead.
Yes. Love that part.
Got any questions?
Cody, a recent guest. Mario's saying that Hello Bella talked about printables as well. Yes. Yeah, Mario, we've had a couple different people talk about printables just because it's so important.
It's popular. Like, it's blowing up. It's blowing up. My meal planner printable has been, the sales have gone through the roof over these past couple weeks. Habit tracker, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mario, this will be a little different because Hello Bella was talking about how to repurpose your merch designs for printables. This is going to be there's so many other kinds of printables too. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be just endless. And Cody has some templates and things like that that can help you with printables. So we'll see. And thank you guys all for being here. Kasem and Adenal and Teresa. Let's see if I missed any questions. Arkansas. What did I say? I did say an A state. Arizona, I think I said instead of
You did say Arizona.
Okay. I was in the, I mean, it's not close to each other, but I had the word because we read on Facebook. So it's like I had the like vision of the state. Okay. Let's see. Just starting Etsy printable coloring pages a week ago. Just curious where your audience come from. Oh, that's a good question. So
like geographically, I guess I'll answer in both ways. Like, how are we driving traffic to the course? How are
I think just like what type of audience do you have, I guess, or where, or yeah, good point. Maybe
I can answer in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, answer however you want.
Most, I'd say 85% are from the States. I'd also say that 85 to 90% are women, because I didn't even I've never shopped on Etsy before, but I just fell in love because I'm a side hustler. In terms of how we actually drive traffic to the course, so we have a YouTube channel. We have like promoted pins on Pinterest, and we run Facebook ads, and we have a lot of other people who are in similar niches to us, just like you, Helen, who they're complementary skill sets. We have people who, we have the Christian and Gina over at Pinterest VA. Like they're a very complementary skill set.
Yeah.
Selling merch is a complementary skill set. And we're of the mindset that like everyone, it's a rising tide. Everyone helps each other out. So we like promoting other courses and hanging out with other groups that have similar interests and similar skill sets.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question with kind of my slew of answers there, but hopefully I did.
Slew of answers. I like that. Oh, how do you deal with worrying about someone else reselling your product?
So this does happen where someone will go and purchase your product and they might try to recreate it. Typically, you can get Etsy to take the product down. The big advantage, so why we don't worry about that much, is because Etsy really prioritizes kind of first mover advantage. That's the same thing with Google SEO or Pinterest SEO or any search engine optimization SEO, is that it's first mover advantage. So if I made a habit tracker and then someone tries, they start looking at my listing pictures and they try to copy that exact habit tracker, Etsy is going to prioritize mine a whole lot more because I was the first one on there. And they have really complicated algorithms to kind of recognize those patterns and see people who are copying other people. So yes, it's not foolproof. It's not 100%, but you can send people the equivalent of a cease and desist via Etsy, and Etsy will also not prioritize their listing over yours.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as merch. We have the same kind of things where people try to copy, and you know, it's still an overall problem in the industry. There's still way too much copycatting, but you can report people that copy your stuff.
Yeah. Should I go through and just talk about some of the things we cover in the course? I think we can do the screen share thing, right?
Yep. Let me show that.
Okay.
Oops, did it work? There we go.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Here, I'm just going to show it bigger so they can't see us right now.
Okay. Feel free to just hop with any questions too. I don't want to just monologue this thing if you want. Yeah. Okay. So here is the back end of our ePrintables course. So I'm just scrolling through quickly, but I'll kind of go back up and show you what we're working with here. So it's self-paced. I know that was a lot of different lessons and modules here. It's self-paced. We recommend a 4-week program, but we can't make people do it faster or slower. That's just what we recommend. We have assignments to kind of keep you on track during the way. So the first is about what should you sell. We give you a bunch of printable ideas. We talk about how you can actually think about ideas to generate, what's going to be popular, because you don't want to spend a bunch of time creating something that nobody is searching for. So we teach you how to do keyword research, all that good stuff. So getting started making printables, this is kind of a lot of the nitty gritty stuff. So you do have to be careful. I'm sure it's the same thing with merch, with commercial use, and making sure you're not infringing on licenses and copyrights, how to find different font and graphics. Like we love Creative Market and design bundles and font bundles. Some other things you need to know, and then kind of putting them all together, getting basically figuring out what looks good, like font combinations, color combinations, graphics. Then this is kind of where we just launched the 2.0 version of the course. And this is where we spent a ton of time because we understand people are at home. A lot of people are at home with kids or a spouse and they're not used to it. And they have way less time than they'd like to. They have, little kids screaming in their ear. So we built these 12 templates and expanding. So we have 6 right now on Canva and 6 on Illustrator. And basically with these templates, they're pre-built templates. I'll just show you one. So you go in, you click start. There's an accompanying video. This one is 15 minutes long. At the end of the 15-minute video, I'll just scroll forward. You'll have a calendar that looks like this. And you can actually click and use this Canva template, change it around, change the fonts, change the clip art, whatever you want to add in here. This is just a frame where you can add anything. And voila, you can have a printable up in 30 minutes, say. So that is one of our proudest new additions to the course, is all of these different templates where you can literally go in with zero graphic design experience. Yep.
Can you click on it one more time so I can see it? Was there different patterns and stuff in there that you could pick from? Like what was, or different fonts built into that tool, whatever you were just on?
This is the Canva template. It was just in Canva.
Okay. When you exited out, I saw like things that you could pick from, but maybe that was Canva.
Okay. So now you have use template. You have this nice.
Oh, maybe that's all I saw. Maybe just Canva. Okay.
Yeah. So then you'd go in. Obviously, we're going back to the thing. You don't want to copy, but you can go and like change the font. You can move this around. Maybe you want this on this side and you want to turn it. Whatever. There's a lot of combinations. You can change the color. You can change fonts. You can add your own clip art, because in that original one I showed you, I have that blue flower up in the corner. So yeah, we basically, what we're doing here is just, we want the printable process to be as short as possible. We understand people are tight on time. People don't have the time to spend hours and hours learning how to make these things. So if we give you the skills right off the bat, and then we kind of partner that with a bunch of different printable ideas, then you're going to be equipped to make printables in a matter of a couple of hours. You'll be able to get your shop up and running. So then after all of these tutorials, and maybe I'll hop into a tutorial in a bit and just show you kind of how it works. Then we cover editable printables. So that's something that I love. It's pretty popular on Etsy. So for example, think of like a wedding invitation or a birthday invitation, whatever. You're probably going to want, or the person who's purchasing the listing is probably going to want their name or the correct number for the birthday. You can't just make a generic birthday card and never touch it. Just have like some random name, right? John's 5th birthday, and hope that works. So we teach you how to create editable printables with this program called Cordial. We also have a bonus section I'll show you on template. Then we talk about packaging your printable, like what are the best practices, how you can create bundles to increase your total revenue and increase the number of sales. We talk about making listing images, which is super important, because like I was mentioning before, you want to be that printable that stands out on the page. That's how you're going to convert. We talk about everything you need to know with listing your product, marketing and advertising, so maximizing those dollars after you get that product up, optimizing your shop, so digging in really deep to the stats using Google Analytics, using Etsy Analytics, figuring out how to maximize your conversion rate. We talk about the Etsy Sellers app. And then these are the funnest part, because they're not exactly Julie and my expertise, but we had a bunch of bonus contributors that actually contributed some lessons here. So we have bonus sections on selling off Etsy. So selling to your blog, selling to your email list, selling on Shopify, selling with Teachers Pay Teachers, having a membership to your Etsy shop. We have a bunch of additional resources. So I mentioned before, we have those Canva and Illustrator templates. We also have all these bonus videos. So we have videos on InDesign. We have videos on Procreate. We have videos on PowerPoint. PowerPoint. We have videos on Photoshop. It's a bunch of different videos. And then at the end, it's some other options for editable printables like Template, Adobe Acrobat, and so on.
Loretta says she thought you said edible printables.
Editable printables. No one's eating the paper, hopefully.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you guys are so awesome. I love it. You're so professional. Everything is so well laid out. And
I hop back into
you guys are so inspiring. Here, let me switch it back. There we go.
Yeah, so I'd love if anyone has any questions, and then maybe I'll hop into a tutorial for a little bit and just show people how you can move stuff around, add your own fonts, things like that.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and post them. But yeah, it's really, really exciting. I said this last time when Julie was on, like, I feel like millennials get a bad rep, but it's like, I love millennials. You guys I love this whole world of like how smart everybody is, like creating this whole new life of like how to make an income online. And you guys are just I love it. I love the finance side of it. I love that you guys also do that. The printables and just so many things. So, and then doing the podcast. Both of you have a podcast. Do you have a blog too?
I do have a blog. Yeah, I have multiple actually.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so inspired. That's why, because I haven't been able to do all of those things that you guys have done. Like I can do the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, but then when I start adding more stuff, it's like, it doesn't work as well. Like my blog is almost non-existent. Like we have a few things up, and got the podcast. But anyway, so I'm inspired by you guys. I want to grow and learn from both of you. So
well, one thing I do want to say, I appreciate all the compliments, Helen, is that you do not have to be a crazy person like me and Julie with all these different side hustles going on.
Yeah.
Like one of our most successful students who actually just crossed today, she crossed her 1,000 sales mark on her Etsy shop, and she sells like pretty big wedding bundles. Like some of these are $47 a pop.
Yeah.
She had zero background in entrepreneurship and side hustling. So I just want people to know that are watching, like, you do not have to be a super type A person. You don't have to have a bunch of businesses under your belt. You can do this just by watching the tutorials, following along, making sure you're doing proper search engine optimization and optimizing for keywords and tags and description and everything like that.
Awesome. Let's see. Mario had a question. Does the course explain the process of unloading? Do you mean uploading a printable to Etsy or elsewhere?
Yes. So like I mentioned, we do have that bonus section. The course is specifically focused mainly on Etsy, although these skills are transferable. Like we show you how to create, for example, that calendar printable. You can sell that anywhere. We have bonus sections showing you how to sell on Shopify, how to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers, how to sell to your email list, how to sell on your blog. There's a lot of places where you can repurpose those printables. And that's one of the coolest things about learning this skill is, I mean, my email list is grown in folds compared to what it used to be because I have these awesome printable lead magnets that I created.
Amazing. Patty's asking, I've never seen printables in Etsy. Are they separate stores? I sell shirts. Are the rules for your printables the same rules? Can we just add to our shirt stores?
You can totally just add to your shirt stores. Yeah, some of our students came in from the physical side of Etsy and know the shops are not different. It's not a different section on Etsy. The cool thing about printables is there's a lot of room for growth. Other people have asked, like, oh, is the market saturated? Most sales, I think it's 85 or 90% of sales from the last study I saw done by Etsy are still physical products. So there is a lot of room for expansion in the digital product space. So you can totally start repurposing your t-shirt designs onto, I don't know, onto wall art, or if that fits. I'm not sure exactly what your t-shirts are, but there's a lot of ways you can repurpose it. And I think, was it Hella Bella that talked about that? Repurposing your merch designs to sell on Etsy. It's a great way to monetize.
Yeah, and I think, Patty, you do a lot of stuff with Chicago, right? So I think you could do printables, trying to think in the Chicago niche exactly what it'd be. But even like wall art, like if there was something that somebody would want to print out for their wall that had to do with something in Chicago. But it could also be just planner pages or things like that with little Chicago themes, a Chicago themed calendar page or something.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you could definitely work it into your store.
Yeah, one tool I'll actually mention, I'll share a little nugget of wisdom with anyone watching who's interested in printables, is you're trying to brainstorm what's popular for a Chicago niche product. There's this awesome program that we use and we teach in the course called eRank. It was formerly called Etsy Rank. And basically it's the best, one of the best. There's also one called Marmalade, Etsy SEO tool. So you can search keywords. You can see what the search volume is for Chicago printables. You can see what the search volume is for like wall art, printable Chicago, whatever. And you could literally see like the number of people that search that per month, what the conversion rate is on people that actually click on the printable. There's a ton of analytics. And so that's what we really kind of hone in on. And that's what we like to pride ourselves on with our course, because there are other courses out there that do teach you how to design stuff. But if you have the prettiest design in the world, it's probably not going to sell unless all of your SEO stuff is right. You've done the keyword research. You have the right listing images. You have the right tags, the right description. All that stuff is so, so important.
Perfect. Are your store like all in product or specific product store? What's the reason, if you don't mind? I'm not sure if I understand the question.
I think I understand what Adinol is asking. So most people, it's it's often recommended. We recommend having just one shop, especially at the beginning. But if you have one shop that specializes in budgeting and finance, and you do like planners and trackers, and then you have another shop that specializes in wall art, it's fine to just have them under one umbrella. In Etsy, you can actually split all your shop into sections. So that's probably the better way to do it. Etsy does force you to disclose if you have more than one shop, like in the description of your other shop. And I think it's so you don't have just like a bunch of duplicate items and kind of take over for one specific product or something like that. So yeah, put everything, if you're thinking about opening an Etsy shop, put everything under one shop and make some sections.
Oh, my dad's here. Maybe my mom too. Hi guys. And I sure hope this doesn't mean it's Monday. I'm ready for it to be Friday.
Friday's right around the corner, Glenn.
I know. I threw everybody off by throwing in a random show. We there were just so many good people to talk to. I'm like, well, we'll just have an extra show today. Why not?
Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad I made the special.
Yeah, I made the special. Getting everybody to join. Patty's saying, can we include public domain stuff?
You'd have to check the licensing on that. I don't want to give you specific guidance because I'm not sure, but you'd have to check the licensing. That's something that we also stress. Like, you always check the licenses, always make sure you don't have a copyright infringement. Like, don't try to sell something with Mickey Mouse on it as a printable, because you could get shut down by the mouse. Although it's unlikely. If you get big, then you're going to be in trouble and you could get sued and get a cease and desist, and it's not fun. Yeah. One more thing I didn't even mention, because this is kind of outside of the course, but you have access to it when you do purchase the course and you enroll in the course, is we do have a kind of like you have your Facebook group where everyone's talking shop. We have a VIP Facebook group where we pay experts to hang out in there. We pay Etsy experts to, it's basically 24-hour support. And when you get the course, you have 30 days free access. There's also probably at this point over 200 bonus videos. We do weekly live videos, whether it's it's a bonus training. We have experts come in and do bonus training. Like, we've had experts come in and talk about Photoshop or talk about Pinterest or talk about stuff that we're not exactly experts in, and they can talk a lot better about it. We also do the weekly live Q&As, and it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of weekly challenges and give out prizes, and we have a 100 sales club that we send people a bottle of champagne to cheers with when they hit that. So we like to have we like to have a lot of fun in there.
I love that. I have to join that group because I love that. So good. All right, another question. Zeph is saying, is it okay to have 2 accounts in one ISP, one shop for shirt and one shop for printables?
I think similar to the other person's question, I think you can totally have them in the same shop. And if you do have 2 shops, just make sure you're checking out Etsy's seller handbook. And I think you do have to disclose that you do have another shop. Even if they're not directly competing, you just want to err on the safe side. Yeah.
Well, great. Well, were you going to show, I think you were saying you wanted to show it to something else?
Yeah. I'll just show you how I use a template. So how you actually go in and make your own printable. Okay. And I'll probably do it in a matter of 5 minutes, so I can just show you how easy it is for someone to go make this themselves.
Perfect.
Okay. So I have my copy here. So let's just make this thing our own. So I'm going to keep 2020 over here. And this basically, I'll just show you how to use a frame. I'll just go to my uploads. Let's see. Actually, I'll go to my folders. I'll use some blue watercolor flowers. Actually, you know what? I'll use a different color flower because that's what it was before. Okay. So we can add some flowers here. I'll just drop some flowers in the corner into my frame. Perfect. You know what? I'm actually going to probably move these to the other side. Move this over for now. Move these over to the other side.
Oh, now you're getting fancy.
Not exactly, but you know what? I'll put this over and then change the opacity. Have some transparency go in there, and then move it backward. Okay, it looks like it's in the back. It's still a little too light. Okay. Something like that might work. Now, I think I'm going to add maybe a list on the left-hand side. I could, if I want to select all of this, I can unselect this. And now I can shrink it down if I want. Shrink it down a little bit. Okay. And now let's say I want a specific month. Sure. Let's do April. Now I can change the font. So I use just basic font here because we don't want, again, making sure you have the right licensing, but I have a bunch of fonts that I've uploaded that I really like. So let's see what this one looks like. That looks like a fancy, nice font. Let's make this a little bit bigger. We got April here. All right. I'd probably go and change the color. We do have all these boxes. It's going to be kind of a pain to change the color because you have to go in and change each one individually. Yeah. You unfortunately can't highlight all these and just change the color, this color blue. But yeah, so if I was actually designing this, not doing it in a quick demo, I would probably do that, but I'll just see what I can do here. So let's go over to elements and let's add some line segments. And I'll just drag this, make it smaller, bring it over. So we're gonna have this nice list going on the left-hand side. Okay. And we'll use this color, and I'm going to change the transparency down to, I think that's 25% I had there. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this, and then we'll duplicate a couple of times, and then we'll just get a big batch of them and duplicate that. Okay. That's not evenly spaced. Feel free to just, I can field questions while I'm doing this. It is quite a brainless project.
Patty's asking where you can get the course. It should be linked wherever you're watching, Patty. So it should be, you should see it on the Facebook post or you should see it on the YouTube channel description.
Okay, awesome.
And there's a code that I forgot to put in there. He gave us a code, merch 50.
Just merch 50. Yep.
Merch 50.
Okay, so we got this list going here. Let me just move it over a little bit. Maybe I'll surround it. Okay, so I can go over. Let's just get like a frame or something. Actually, you know what? I'll just get I'll go to shapes. Surround this. All right. Quick and easy. I'm not counting myself, but I'm trying to make a new calendar under 5 minutes.
Well, we'll have to ask you lots of questions. Yes, $50 off, Patty.
Okay. Let's get a little outline going on this thing. Do that same color, and I'll change the opacity down to 25%.
Loretta's asking how you find it on YouTube. You should be able to just go to our YouTube channel. Just go to Merch Money. You could type in Merch Money Cody, and I'm sure that'll pop up the video.
Perfect. All right, let me delete this bottom line. Okay, so now we got a little list thing going here on the side. Maybe I can, oops. Let me just move this. I'm going to move the lines, just the lines down. All right. Don't worry, Helen. We will have a calendar ready to go shortly.
Take your time. I'm in no rush.
All right. Call this a list. Shrink it way down. And you could put whatever you want on here. List. Let's get that centered. All right. There. Actually, I'm going to hold shift and move these down just a little bit more. All right. We got our list here. Maybe I'll add something like a little notes at the top. Let's see what we can do here. So let's duplicate this. I'll scrunch it up. And I'm thinking we'll put like notes and then we'll put like a little flower in it, or a flower hanging over the top or something. Sound good, Helen?
Sounds perfect.
All right. Lining everything up. I think I'm gonna move the calendar over a little bit. Okay. All right, we got this calendar here. Again, I'd probably change this. I'd probably do purple if I were to use these flowers, just because purple's a nice color that you can kind of get these same hues with.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of time, I won't do that here. We'll call this notes. We'll duplicate this. Notes. And then maybe I want to put some kind of flower. Let's go back to my purple yellow flowers. Just add something hanging over the corner here. So let's rotate this around. All right. Shrink it down. Something like that could work. Oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't look too shabby.
Great job. Under pressure with everybody watching, you did it so quick.
I did it fairly quickly. I'm semi proud of myself. Again, I'd probably change these colors to some kind of purple or something, but just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super easy to change around, but you can see, I don't know if you were timing me there, but just how quickly you can go and make this kind of something your own.
Yeah.
So now we got this nice looking thing. Even if I don't change it, even if I just change the color of these, I think it might look pretty good. Let's see what we can get. I want to show them my stuff, Helen. I'll make sure I can walk the walk and talk the talk. All right, let's change these and then I'm done. And boom. All right, now we got our new purple calendar, just like that.
Perfect.
I'll probably move this out of the S is kind of squished there. But yeah, now we got this new calendar here. Oh, it looks like this was cut off. And voila. Look at that. Ready to list in my shop.
Great job.
Okay. I guess I'll go back to normal screen.
Do you in the course talk about if you want to sell more than one printable in a listing? Like I was just thinking with calendar pages, if you made like all 12 months or something, is there?
Yeah, so something like that. So I guess there's two ways I can answer this. Oh, am I still sharing screen here?
Oh, here. Yeah.
I don't want people to have to see the matrix. So two answers to that question. So yes, if you want to sell every single month separately, the only reason I didn't do that for that main base printable is because of the work, and we don't want people to have to recreate all of those, but they do sell, and people do sell 12 pages. Yeah. Basically on a Mac, you can just like highlight all of your designs and you can compress them into a zip file. Same thing on a PC. I'm not sure exactly the process. I'm on a Mac here, but you can just like highlight or click all of your files and turn them into a zip file. And you can actually just upload the zip file instead of the PDF as the thing that's getting delivered upon purchase in Etsy. And then to further answer your question, I know you weren't asking this, but one of the most popular things on Etsy is selling bundles. Yeah. So if you have for example, I have the budget planner and I have an expense tracker and then I have a meal planner and I just have like a planner bundle. So the planner bundle sells really well because they're getting a better bang for their buck. You might be selling each of your regular planners at $4 or $5 a piece, and then they can buy this $19 or $20 bundle that has maybe 7 or 8 of them in there. And so yeah, people really like to bite on those. So that's another way you can kind of combine a bunch of listings into one.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I wanted to make sure you brushed on that, because it is nice to make bundles. So great. And then let's see, Patty's asking about success stories. Do you have any fun success stories from any of the students that have gone through the class?
Yeah, the most recent one that comes to mind, and this happened back in right on Easter, we had a new member of our course named Riki, and she started taking Printables seriously. I think she got the course in February, but she started creating end of February, early March. And this one printable she had, I think it was like an Easter egg scavenger hunt, just blew up on Easter day. She had 80 sales in one day or something. Aww. So that's one cool one that comes to mind. I also gave a shout out earlier to Jennifer, who just crossed the 1,000 sales mark today. So that's an awesome, big congratulations on that. A different Jennifer who makes these fun icebreaker games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. You print them out and then basically you get your name. You could say, okay, I'm Cody. My first name begins with a C. And then depending on your age, you're this thing and this thing. And it could be a holiday themed. So a Christmas, it could be Jolly Elf or whatever. And then you'd wear that name tag at whatever event you're at. So she started just killing it right off the bat. I remember in her first week, she had put the listing up and she had 2 sales their first day. And within 2 weeks, she had already made over $100 from just a couple of listings she put up. So we do have a lot of really cool success stories. I mean, I can't even name them all. It's super exciting. And our 100 sales club is what we have people strive for. That's why we push people into, we give them that free month of coaching in that VIP Facebook group. After that, we do charge a monthly fee of $29 per month because we have experts in there. Yeah. But the reason why we give people that 30-day motivation is because I know me anyway, I need that little extra kick in the butt. I need to see other people performing or else I'm not going to work as hard as I could.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if you feel the same way, Helen. Maybe you're just a go-getter with unlimited motivation, but that's definitely not me.
Well, it's funny because today we had an upload day in the mastermind group that I have, because it's so true. people will upload here and there, but when it's like, oh, everyone's uploading today, it was like more like you're gonna upload more.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Another guy has a different Facebook group. His name's Joe. They might Joe Clay. We had like a competition a couple times just because both of us were on a similar tier level with merge, and we both were trying to get to 10K tier last year. And we're like, all right, let's just have a competition. So it made it fun. It was like me versus him. Like, how much can you upload in a day? And it was a lot of fun.
It does make it fun, right? It makes it so much more fun. That's why we do that. We have the fun prize giveaways and challenges and 100 Sales Club, and anything to keep people motivated is what we want. Because we fail if our Etsy customers fail. Or sorry, our Etsy course people fail.
My dad is so funny. Asking. Yes, I did win.
That's good. Told you you're humble, Helen.
I know, right? Of course. Let's see. Can you just sign up and pay for the Facebook group without the course? I already know how to make printables. That's a good question.
We've never got that question before. Let me circle back. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to, and then you'd have access to all of our archives, so like 200 videos.
Yeah,
I think that would be totally cool. We'd love to have you. And yeah, you could hopefully you can learn a thing or two, and you can mentor other people in the group that might have a question that you know. I think that would be awesome. So I don't know if you have our contact information, or if you put out an email. You can email team@goldcityventures.com. That's Gold City Ventures.
Here, let me
I don't know if you want to throw that in the description or wherever, but
let me write it. So team.
Never got that question before.
team@Gold City Ventures with an S in the end.
Yep.
.com.
Perfect.
Can you see? Did I do it right?
I can't see like. Oh, okay. Live comments. Now I can see it. Yes.
Perfect.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Well, great question. Anybody else have questions? I love that you guys incorporate other people into that group. I have to learn that too.
What do you mean, like the experts and stuff?
Yeah, because I do that in terms of having people on the show, so people learn from all different people. But I haven't done that in terms of like a course or in our mastermind group or anything like that. So I think that's something I should look into at some point.
Well, honestly, it's kind of selfish of us too, because we get to learn stuff that we're not experts in. So it's super fun when we have someone who comes on and teaches people how to make printables using Procreate on an iPad. Like, I don't know how to do that, but someone out there does, and people are making money doing it. So anything that you can make money with, we're fair game to teach to our students.
Nice.
That's our main goal. We want our students to make money. We want this to be a successful and lucrative side hustle.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I don't think I have any more questions. Was there anything else that we missed, or anything else you wanted to make sure we touched on?
Let's see. We touched on the course a lot. We talked about what printables are. Talked about the Facebook group. I gave you my cool demo. I think we covered everything.
Do you have your next spot you're going to whenever this pandemic?
Oh, that's a good question.
What country are you off to? Where are you going?
I love it. So I'm going to do a European tour with my girlfriend. I think we're going to probably head over for a month or two. And I'm not sure exactly what countries we're going to hit, but we're looking in more of like the untraveled Western European countries. Like, I've heard great things about Slovenia and Croatia and like the Swiss side of Hungary and all those places. Like, and it's cheap too, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big value person, so I love where I can get the most bang for my buck. If it's half of what it costs here, then I'm all for it. I loved the prices in South America when I was there in December.
I know. Or like Thailand or something.
Oh yeah.
God, like Chiang Mai. I was looking at different Airbnbs there, and I'm like, it is so. I mean, you could live so much cheaper.
I think it's like, I mean, you could get an Airbnb for $25 and have a whole house to yourself in Thailand.
Yeah. But like for a month, it was like $300, and it had like this gorgeous like infinity pool outside where you have like views on all sides. I'm like, man.
Oh man.
$300 a month.
You're making me really want this quarantine to be over, Helen.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Both you and Julie are such an inspiration, and I learn so much every time. So, guys, fair warning, I'll probably have them back on at some point because every time I learn something. So
well, thanks for having me on. This was a ton of fun.
And if there's anybody that is one of the experts in your group, I mean, let them know. Like, we'd be happy to have any of them be a guest on the show if they are interested, or if they have anything that they want to tell people about. We're always looking for more people. So
okay, we'll do. Yeah, we have a lot of people that we could definitely send your way. We have a lot of fun, exciting people that teach us stuff. So
yeah, I love it. I want to learn more. So
sweet.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Cody. Thanks so much to everybody watching. I'm very happy that with the spur of the moment live, we got everybody watching. So
yeah, this was fun. And don't forget, if you want to sign up to use the special discount code we gave you guys, the merch 50.
Yes, merch 50. I put it in the chat. I'll circle back and add it to the description too. But the link, and also I included the link. There's a free ebook. So if you don't want to get the class yet, you can still download the free ebook, and that walks you through a lot of it as well.
Yep, we talk about, that's the seasonal product secret. So one of our favorite things is to make sure you're a month or two ahead of the trends. So if it's December, start thinking about Valentine's Day. If it's August, start thinking about Halloween. Like, always be a month or two ahead of the trends, and then you can start to gain that momentum and capitalize on whatever holiday or time of year thing it is.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.